Hello everybody, this is Dr. Cole. Sunday evening, October 4th, moving now into week 8 of Political Science 3753 Con Law for the fall 2020 term. Everyone, we're through the midterm exam. We're moving now into the second part of the course, the second half. The first half of the course, we were looking at some very broad issues that arise in constitutional law in general, the institution of judicial review, the requirements that have to be met before a case can be brought to the Supreme Court, efforts to limit the court, and then various issues that arise with regard to the powers of the branches of government, especially the executive and legislative branches, and also the system of federalism, the relation between the federal government and the states. We're now moving in the second half of the course to look at our individual rights as guaranteed by the Bill of Rights and other provisions of the Constitution, especially the 14th Amendment. We have on the syllabus for this week the right of privacy, which of course raises the issue of abortion. Next week we'll be taking quiz number 5 on Wednesday the 14th. And we will chat Tuesday evening the 13th before we take that quiz on Wednesday the 14th. You're asked to look at about 10 pages of your textbook on the Roe versus Wade decision, going back to the year 1973, plus 2 articles from the Washington Post dealing with the recent decision of the Supreme Court a few months ago at the end of their term that you'll find discussed in your class notes. That's in either notes for either lecture 13 or 14. Slips my mind at the moment, but those are the 2 sets of class notes on the right to privacy. The most recent Supreme Court decision on abortion was the case of June Medical Services versus Russo, and you'll find that discussed at the end. I believe that would more than likely be in the class notes for lecture 14. 13 and 14 govern the right of privacy. So the most recent in a succession of cases going back at least to Roe versus Wade, dealing with the abortion issue. So you're asked to look at 2 commentaries from the Washington Post on the case of June Medical Services versus Russo, and also the material from your textbook, about 10 pages of it, on the Roe versus Wade decision itself. And then we'll be quizzed on that for quiz number 5 on Wednesday, October 14th, and we'll chat the evening before at 7 p.m. Tuesday, October 13th. So we're shifting gears here in the second half of the course from separation of powers and checks and balances to individual rights and freedoms. That will take us through to the end of the course. Remember also, everyone needs to be thinking about a term paper to be turned in at the end of the term. Please try to get that in no later than Saturday, December 12th, and a little earlier if possible. Remember, you were sent a list of cases that you could take as your subject matter or your topic for a term paper. It doesn't necessarily have to be a single case. You could look at a couple of related cases on a single issue if you wish. But remember, we got that document out to you. If you don't have it, I can send it out to you again. But that's something we do need to be thinking about as we move now into the second half of the course, where we'll be taking up issues related to individual rights and liberties. We will begin with the right of privacy on the syllabus for this week. We'll be quizzed on that next week for quiz number 5, Wednesday, October 14th, with a chat the night before at 7 p.m. on Tuesday night the 13th. So begin delving into this material on individual rights and liberties. Contact me if you need any assistance thinking about your term paper here in October and November. And we'll talk to you next weekend, and we'll see you in the chat room next week. Take it easy.